want? What you want?
Hey guys, this is NitroBex. This is another not quite review, but more talking about what I use. I've had some questions. Normally you see me using Bode cartomizers in my juice reviews, but that by all means is not all I use. Let's go into some different types of toppers, things you put on top of your device or mods. So I've broken them down into a couple basic categories. We'll start with Genesis style. All your hybrids are this, or you can get Genesis styles you can screw onto almost anything. They'll all will have a wick, a vertical coil, press a button, get vapor. And you'll see this a lot. Every Genesis user loves to sit here and just hold down the button and let the vapor roll. What's really nice about these is they give you an extremely clean vape. You can also get an extremely powerful vape out of this. This is on an unregulated device. This is probably the cheapest setup off of all the ones here I'm about to show you. It's a Bolt. I picked this up for like 20 bucks. I got an agate on top of it, so that's like 30 bucks. You're looking at altogether 50 bucks in my hand. And it's probably one of the best vapes I have. I'm going to get more into rebuilding agates later or Genesises later. But just to give you an idea, ProVary will go up in voltage, but you can't put anything lower than like a 1 ohm coil on it. It cuts off somewhere around there. I'm sorry, I don't know the exact number. It's got a 3 amp or 3.5 amp cutoff. The VAMO supposedly will go up to 15 watts. Just doing some brief math, I'm getting around 22 watts off of this device. 0.8 ohm coil, 4.2 volts. You break down the math, 4.2 times 4.2 divided by 0.8, around about 22 watts off of an unregulated device. Extremely powerful hit. Now, if it was a cartomizer and I tried that, I would just burn it up. Okay, so that's one of the benefits to the Genesis is stainless steel wicking. There's some downsides. We'll get more into that later, just giving a quick overview on devices. Now, next thing I'm going to pull up is an atomizer. Whether it's a store-bought one like an HH357, one that has a bridge and wicks in it, or something like this, which is a Phoenix Dripper RBA, or just something you can take and modify some of these tank systems to be rebuildable RBAs. This was a bully siren thing. I put wick and wire in it, and I punched out the center. So all it does is hold my wick and my wire, and I got a good length of wick on this, so I can put a lot of juice in there. The way I modified this one, and they give a very clean vape. Now, they do take quite a bit of maintenance. With RBAs, you have to rebuild them. With the dripping ones, you're constantly dripping. You can't fill it and just vape all day. You gotta fill it, vape, drip. Fill it, vape, drip. Fill it, vape. You get the idea. That's why you don't see me using these too much is I like to put juice in and go. I hate to say it like that, but it's true. They do give an outstanding vape quality, but there's a lot of work, and I can get better quality out of a Genesis with less work. I use these for what these are ideal for is when I'm going to the store and they go, here's our sample juices. Couple drips, vape, couple drips, vape. you're tasting whatever you put on last because it's what's fresh on top of the coil. So that's an atomizer. Now, you get into clearomizers. So I'm going to go ahead and take a vape off one. This is a Kanger Pro Tank. That's one style of clearomizer. This is a Vivinova. That's another style of clearomizer. This is a Kanger Evod. Another style of clearomizer. A CE5 Stardust. Another style of clearomizer. Basically what they are is they're a way to hold juice. They have some sort of wicking method, be it on the top or the bottom, and empty center post or a little tunnel at the top to pull the vape up in. Stuff like the Kangers are bottom coil. Stuff like the Stardust, the Vivinova are top coil. Now, you do have silica wicks, so there's always a little bit of flavor muting with it. But like with the Pro Tank, it's such a short wick. It's an outstanding vape. It's very, very clean and crisp. Something like the Stardust, not so much. Mutes it to hell and back. But they're extremely cost efficient. The Pro Tank cost me, I got the first round, it was like 25, 26 bucks. You can get a CE5 style clearomizer for $5. Huge price difference. Okay, so that brings us down to the last method here, which is the cartomizer, which you see me normally use. Now, I normally just use a cartomizer without a tank. You can wrap a tank around these things that holds juice, that has punches, and vape it on it all day like a Genesis style or like a clearomizer. They're very easy to burn. The coil is wrapped with like this thin, like fibrous paper almost. If you let it go dry and you hit the button, the thing just ignites and you'll never get rid of the burnt taste. They are extremely disposable. With saying that, they're extremely cheap. I get mine from Shore Vapes. They have 5 boxes for like 24 something. So it's less than $1 a cartomizer. So I use them for a week, pitch them, and I'm done. They're very replaceable. You can get all kinds of crazy devices like the plunger from My Freedom Smokes to try to clean them out. By the time you've cleaned them out, you've paid for another cartomizer in time. So that's just some of the stuff I've put on top. Now, I'm also going to slide some accessories that you're going to see me using in here. You get to look like a junkie. If you're using a Genesis style or if you're trying to quickly fill a cartomizer, a syringe will go a long way, but you can make it look a little less bad by using these cool little needle top bottles. They don't look like you're trying to hit up some heroin. You literally just put this in, squeeze the bottle, it comes out like a syringe, and it'll get in all the same places. Torches. We're going to be talking about Genesis styles. You can go anywhere as low tech as a good old Bic lighter to, y'all have seen me break out my giant propane cylinder with a torch on top, to points in between. This is a creme brulee torch. It's kind of the nice neutral middle ground. Runs off of butane. Other things you're going to need or see me using coming up here in the future. A multimeter. This little device has 2 leads. You can hook it up, test your batteries, test the ohms on your coils, stuff like that. You can pick them up pretty cheap. Every once in a while, Harbor Freight will run a deal for like $2. You can pick it up. You can easily find one of these for under $10 without even trying too hard, though. Other devices you're going to see is picked this up at Five Below. It's a mini micro screwdriver. They come in different styles. This one's nice because it has all the fittings inside. You can pick this up from a dollar store. It's what I use for my RBAs. I use this one for my Genesis styles. Other stuff you're going to see a lot of is this is stainless steel mesh. It's like a sheet. This is what you use for all the Genesis styles to rebuild on. You cut it down, you roll it up, you torch it. We'll talk more about the exact process later. Other stuff. Canthal wire. This is in a baggie. I can hold it all the way up here and you probably still won't see it. It's a super thin wire. It does have resistance. You do not want to use non-resistance wire unless you're using specifically a device that needs it. And if we come across one of those, I will specifically mention it. This stuff is silica thread. It's what I use in my dripping RBAs because while you can, I don't put stainless steel mesh in my dripping RBAs. I just throw silica in there. It's always a good idea to have a small container. This is a measuring shot glass. This is what I soak all my stuff in pure grain alcohol in. Or like a little cup like this. This is a teacup I got from a dollar store. I use that to oxidize my stainless steel mesh. I believe that's everything beyond the base parts you need. You know, you need a mod. You need something on top. We've covered some of the tools you're going to see me use. That's everything that we're going to be talking about coming up. I'm going to start more on device reviews. I'm going to go through the stuff I have. I'm also going to be setting up a weekly shoot that I'm going to call the Pulse. I'm just going to talk about what's hot, what's coming up, and what's not so hot. Hope y'all find this helpful. We'll talk to you soon.